Good to have you with us. We're going to start this hour in Iowa, where record-breaking floods have isolated one town, forcing people to evacuate to city shelters. Thousands of homes and properties were destroyed, with hundreds of rescues made.
This comes as the dangerous heat wave baking parts of the South shows no signs of letting up, with more triple-digit temperatures in today's forecast. We have NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster with us live in Iowa with the latest on the extreme weather. Hi, Shaq. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. And President Biden overnight approved a disaster declaration for certain counties here in Iowa as the official death toll rose to 2 people. And when you look at the water level behind me, the sheer devastation becomes so clear. This is a residential street. We're about a quarter mile away from even the edge of the river. And you see the river is an extension, or this neighborhood is an extension of that river. That stop sign down there barely breaking the water level there. This is all part of historic flooding that has impacted some 3 million people, not just here in Iowa, but across the area.
This morning in Minnesota, the failure of the Rapidan Dam appears imminent. Overnight, a support structure already experiencing what the sheriff's office called a partial failure.
Behind it.
The damage, part of the deadly river flooding impacting 3 states.
We are really looking at unprecedented times right now.
Rivers overflowing their banks at historic levels, submerging entire communities and putting pressure on infrastructure. More than 3,000 buildings inundated, according to a private analysis of satellite images. Water rising to levels that caused the partial collapse of this key railroad bridge in Sioux City, connecting South Dakota and Iowa.
That rail bridge collapse, the result of an all-time record-high river crest, the water levels exceeding the previous record by more than 7 feet.
In Iowa, several counties facing overnight curfews and evacuations.
We have assisted 17 people by boat or by walking them to a safe location.
Kim Wood's husband noticed the rapidly rising water in the middle of the night, the couple scrambling to escape.
We literally drove through everybody's yard up until this house right here.
And that was the only way out.
That was the only way out.
And the danger is not over, with several rivers forecast to hit flood stage in the coming days. A total loss for so many, still at risk of even more devastation.
We'll get through this.
And guys, unfortunately, there is rain in the forecast for later this week. But look, even without that potential threat, this water is not expected to go away anytime soon, or at least go away quickly. And that's because the river crested at such a high level that it won't even go back to the previous historic record until Thursday, and is not expected to break flood stage until later this weekend.
All right, Shaq, thank you very much. Stay safe.
With all this going on, let's get a check on your Morning News Now forecast with meteorologist Michelle Grossman.
Yeah, she's got the latest for us. Hi, Michelle. Good morning.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. And we continue to watch those dangerous storms, also the rivers flooding and dangerous heat. So stormy weather and some summer-like weather in many parts of the country. Let's start with the severe weather on this map, because we're looking at storms this morning, and then we're going to see them sink to the south and the east, so Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and then eventually into the Northeast tomorrow. Very hot and humid in the south. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 90s, some spots to triple digits. If you don't make it to the triple digits, it will feel like that once you factor in the humidity. Further to the west, we're looking at southwest storms, monsoonal moisture for today and over the next couple of days. Looking really nice in the Pacific Northwest. We're looking at temperatures really nice. And then the south, we're looking at Florida, where we're looking at the chance for some rain. Let's start with that heat, because we're looking at 70 million people impacted by heat alerts. We have heat alerts stretching from the central plains to the southern plains, the Tennessee Valley, the lower Mississippi Valley, into the southeast, Tallahassee, New Orleans, Oklahoma City. You're under heat advisories. In the pink is a heat warning. Philadelphia also under a heat advisory. And this is why we're looking at temperatures into the 90s, into the 100s. St. Louis today, 100 degrees. You factor in the humidity, it'll feel like 106, feeling like 107 in Memphis today. It'll feel like 91 in Richmond and Philadelphia. Had a break yesterday. You're going to feel like 90 degrees today with that air temperature at 91. And then we're going to factor in that humidity tomorrow. So you're going to feel like 100 degrees tomorrow in Philadelphia. feeling like 101 in Nashville. Notice those air temperatures, 97 in Charlotte, 99 in Augusta, and 93 in New Bern. So the heat does continue. Also watching the river flooding. Where you see the pink dots, that is major flooding. So lots of river gauges measuring at major levels. We're going to continue to watch that, as Shaq mentioned, over the next several days. Let's take a look at radar, because this is a busy story this morning. Where you see those brighter colors, that's where we're seeing the really heavy rainfall. And you kind of see a bowing in the state of Michigan. That's where we could be seeing some very damaging winds, significant winds. We had winds registering at 70 miles per hour, so a tough morning there. But with that, we're looking at lightning, thunder. The yellow box is showing us where we have severe thunderstorm watches. The orange boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings. That will continue to move off to the south and east. And then by this afternoon, another round of severe weather develops this evening, where you see that yellow, especially in Chicago, Omaha, Kansas City, St. Louis, into Louisville. We are looking at the chance for more storms. 31 million people at risk. Could see some really large hail, damaging winds, and also the chance of a few tornadoes. With that, we're looking at heavy rain also. So flash flooding is a concern today. And then tomorrow, that cold front, look how long it stretches from the northeast all the way down to portions of the south. So from the Gulf Coast to the northeast, locally heavy downpours with flooding possible once again tomorrow, and we could see some hail, even the chance of some damaging winds. The potential for a few brief tornadoes are possible as well. 43 million people at risk in major cities like Philadelphia, New York City, D.C., so the major cities along the I-95 corridor. When I think of that, I think of all the airlines and all the flights that are going up, people traveling on the roads. So it's going to be a tricky day tomorrow as well.
And there'll be a domino effect with all of that.
Yeah,
all right.
That's what happens. That's why I wasn't here yesterday. A whole domino effect of weather.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
traveling
What
is
a
tough in the
pain,
summer.
right?
Yeah. All right, Michelle, thank you.
Sure.
Now to the latest on the push to free more hostages in Gaza, in a war that has raged on for nearly 9 months now. Families are releasing disturbing videos showing an American and 2 others who were taken by Hamas during the October 7th terror attacks. These developments come as Israel's defense minister visits Washington for key meetings. NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley joins us from Jerusalem with the latest. Matt, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Joe. And as you mentioned, the top Minister of Defense official, well, he's the Minister of Defense. He's in Washington now, meeting with top U.S. officials. And this happens as we're seeing the fighting raging in the Gaza Strip with additional strikes overnight. Now, also, one of the families of one of the American hostages still held in the Gaza Strip has released new video showing his abduction at the hands of Hamas on October 7th. This is a video shot by Hamas. They're releasing it yesterday. They did release it yesterday. And the idea is they're trying to shore up more support to free those remaining hostages. But a warning, this is a very graphic video. Today, Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip continues. The IDF striking 2 school compounds overnight. Attacks the Palestinian Civil Defense, the emergency rescue service in Hamas-ruled Gaza, said killed 14 people and left several injured. Israel's military said the 2 schools had been used by Hamas as a shield for its terrorist activities. The war in Gaza among the topics that Israel's defense minister discussing with top officials on a visit to Washington, including Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
He is emphasizing a few things in his meeting with the defense minister. Number 1, our ongoing commitment to Israel's security. Number 2, the importance of Israel developing robust, realistic plans for the day after the conflict.
Another major goal, patching up disagreements in a fraying alliance. Yoav Gallant saying in his statement overnight, "We must resolve the differences between us quickly and stand together." Israel's leadership now more isolated than ever as families of the remaining hostages still held in Gaza ramp up protests and calls for a deal, including American Hirsch Goldberg Pollen, whose mother and father are demanding action. Yesterday, they released a video of Hirsch's abduction along with 2 others. The video was shot by Hamas militants during the October 7th attacks. You can see Hirsch's captors celebrating, and his left arm had been severed by a grenade attack.
You still haven't seen the video?
No.
Do you expect to see it?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've lived in this parallel universe of anguish for 262 days.
Like many here, the family is angry that months of negotiations haven't freed their son.
These are real people with dreams, with aspirations, with families waiting for them. This is our son.
And amidst that sparring between Washington and Jerusalem, Joe, we heard again from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday. This time he was walking back comments he made earlier in the week, saying now that he's going to continue the fighting in Gaza until all those hostages are released. But the organization that represents the families of those remaining hostages, they're slamming Netanyahu. They're saying that he was making inaccurate or inconsistent statements, and they're demanding an urgent meeting. Joe, Savannah.
All right. Matt, thank you so much.
Well, later today, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is set to plead guilty to one conspiracy charge as part of a deal with the Department of Justice to allow him to walk free. It comes nearly 15 years after WikiLeaks began posting classified documents about the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. NBC News chief international correspondent Keir Simmons joins us now from Paris with more. Keir, good morning.
Good morning to you, and this is making headlines around the world. Julian Assange, after a 14-year legal saga, flying out of the UK, landing in Bangkok, and then flying on to the US territories of the Northern Mariana Islands, where a Justice Department official says, as you say, that he will enter a guilty plea before flying on to his native Australia, a free man.
Today, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is out of prison, departing the UK overnight in this video released by his organisation. It comes after the US Justice Department announced the apparent plea deal with Assange, allowing him to plead guilty to a single count of conspiracy to obtain and disseminate classified national security information, according to federal court documents. He's expected to return to his native Australia with credit for time served, more than 5 years in a British prison. WikiLeaks posting on social media, Julian's freedom is our freedom. Assange's wife reacting to the news overnight, speaking to the BBC.
It's a whirlwind of emotions. I mean, I'm just elated. Feels like it's not real.
The deal stems from one of the worst leaks of classified material in US history back in 2010.
The real story of this material is that it's war. It's one damn thing after another.
WikiLeaks published nearly 500,000 secret military documents, including this 2007 video of an Apache helicopter killing civilians in Iraq. The US government says Assange conspired with Chelsea Manning, an army intelligence analyst with a top-secret security clearance, to disclose those classified documents starting in late 2009. Manning was sentenced to 35 years in a military prison, but President Barack Obama commuted her sentence before leaving office in 2017. Assange previously denied any wrongdoing and had been fighting extradition to the US while in British custody.
I ask you all to shout louder, lobby harder, until he is free.
While Assange's supporters have hailed him as a whistleblower, even a folk hero, some intelligence analysts say Assange did untold damage to US national security.
Julian Assange did the wrong thing. Julian Assange hurt the United States government. He put the lives of our troops in danger. He put the lives, particularly of Iraqi citizens who had helped our effort in the war in Iraq, in danger. So this guy did a lot of bad things.
Now, the White House saying this morning that it had no involvement in this plea deal, which it says was a Justice Department decision. And this is separate from Julian Assange's involvement in the 2016 election, when WikiLeaks published material from the Democratic National Committee and from Hillary Clinton's election campaign. Julian Assange has never been charged in that case. Russian intelligence officials have been indicted by the US. Back to you.
All right, Keir Simmons, thank you very much.
We are now just 2 days away from the highly anticipated first presidential debate between President Biden and former President Trump. As NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez explains, both sides are taking different approaches as they prepare for the big night.
Just days away from that crucial first debate, both campaigns are preparing very differently. President Biden hunkered down at Camp David, huddling with advisors with no public event scheduled this week.
He's now a convicted felon.
While his campaign is out with a new ad highlighting former President Trump's legal problems. A senior Biden advisor tells NBC News the president is expected to be increasingly punchier against Trump, and that it's a moment where the campaign hopes to break through to a larger audience that has yet to tune into the election. Leading Biden's debate prep is former Chief of Staff Ron Klain. A source familiar with the preparations tells NBC News that Biden's personal lawyer, Bob Bauer, is playing Trump during the prep sessions, reprising his role from 2020.
To be honest, it's hard to say some of the things that he says, some of which are, very fact-free.
It's a stark contrast from former President Trump, who's holding informal policy discussions with advisors, but no mock debates, while still holding public events. The former president is fundraising in Louisiana after campaigning in Pennsylvania over the weekend, mocking his opponent for not leaving Camp David.
He's sleeping now because they want to get him good and strong.
Trump teasing that he's already chosen his running mate and says the person will likely attend the debate in Atlanta.
Have you decided who your vice president is?
In my mind, yeah.
Do they know?
No, nobody knows.
Among the top debate topics expected, the economy, immigration, and reproductive rights.
What both candidates need to do is talk about what they're going to do for the American people, how they're going to show up as leaders.
Our thanks to Gabe Gutierrez for that report. NBC News Now will have special live coverage and analysis of Thursday's debate hosted by CNN. Our coverage gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The actual debate begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, here on NBC News Now, as well as on NBC.
Well, yesterday marked 2 years since the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. Because of the move, nearly 28 million women now live in states with partial or total abortion bans, according to Planned Parenthood. NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett spoke with 5 women impacted by the reversal.
2 years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court did something it had never done before. It overturned the constitutional right to an abortion, something that had been in place for almost 50 years. As we reflect on the 2-year anniversary of that decision, I sat down with 5 women to hear their stories.
Pre-Dobbs, we were already in a pretty bad place in Texas.
The day Lauren Miller learned she was pregnant, she started a journal.
I didn't know it was twins yet.
But at 12 weeks, she learned that one of the twins she was carrying had trisomy 18, a rare chromosomal condition making survival highly unlikely.
You never think that your pregnancy journal is just going to turn into a horror novel.
Because her fetus still had a heartbeat, she couldn't get an abortion under the law in Texas, and she's not alone. How many of you were told you could not receive an abortion because the baby still had a heartbeat? All of you. Texas, like more than a dozen other states, moved swiftly to cut off abortion access after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade 2 years ago in the Dobbs decision. The High Court saying then that it was returning the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. But what's happened in states since Dobbs? Now a fierce fight heading into November.
Getting it back to the states puts the question where it belongs, with the vote of the people.
Former President Trump taking full credit for getting Roe overturned, but more recently also saying he believes in exceptions in cases of rape, incest, and to save a mother's life.
You have to go with your heart, but you have to also remember you have to get elected.
Rallies across the country as the Biden campaign tries to draw a direct line from Mr. Trump to Dobbs.
Decades of progress shattered just because the last guy got 4 years in the White House.
Highlighting women denied abortions, releasing ads focused on their stories, and making it a central focus of the re-election campaign. The vice president addressing a crowd.
In the case of the stealing of reproductive freedom from the women of America, Donald Trump is guilty.
Recent data over the last 2 years showing more women forced to travel for care since Dobbs. Women like Jessica Bernardo, one of a group of women who filed a lawsuit against the state last year with the help of the Center for Reproductive Rights, alleging they were denied abortions in Texas. 5 of them sat down exclusively with Nightly News.
I didn't want to wait for having a seizure or heart or renal failure. There's no coming out back from that. It infuriating.
We're not here sounding an alarm about hypothetical scenarios. We're sounding the alarm about what is already happening and what has happened to us.
But not everyone has been able to travel. Samantha Casiano learned at her 20-week scan that her baby had anencephaly and would not survive, but could not afford to leave Texas for an abortion.
It was hard and traumatizing.
Her baby living only 4 hours after birth.
Knowing that your child is going to die and planning your child's funeral before your child's even here is insane.
Amanda Zarowski had the resources to travel, but says she became too sick too fast to leave Texas in time.
I didn't even have that option because my doctors told me you better not be more than 15 minutes away from a hospital. I have to use a surrogate now because of what happened to me. The damage to my reproductive organs is permanent.
The group recently lost their lawsuit to clarify who qualifies for a medical exemption under Texas's abortion ban, and now fear what's still to come.
How many of you are worried that someone is going to die from these laws?
If they haven't already.
Yeah.
While the High Court said it was getting out of the business of abortion entirely, the justices remain deeply entrenched in it. As soon as this week or early next, the justices are expected to rule in a high-profile case about whether abortions are still required in cases of medical emergencies, even in states where abortion is largely banned, places like Idaho and 5 other states. The justice is expected to issue that decision as soon as this week or early next.
All right, Laura, thank you so much.
After a 30-year wait, the Florida Panthers are finally Stanley Cup champs. The Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 in a tense Game 7 last night, earning the right to lift the Stanley Cup trophy for the first time in team history, and they did it at home in front of their fans. Here's a little bit of what it means to the Panther faithful.
So many times, we're back against the wall, and we won! I can't believe we won! I have no words!
In 30 years, we've been waiting for this, and it's just unbelievable, finally!
The Oilers did make it a series to remember. Down 3-0, they won 3 in a row, forcing this Game 7. But it's the Panthers who got their glorious redemption after falling short in last year's finals.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.